The galaxy was in chaos, teetering on the brink of destruction. Across countless star systems, entire civilizations had been obliterated by an alien force so unstoppable and relentless that no one could stand against it. The Galactic Federation, once a beacon of power and unity, lay in ruins, its fleets shattered, its hopes extinguished. Entire planets had vanished, wiped from existence, and no force in the galaxy had been able to prevent the carnage. The Federation's leaders, now hidden within their last remaining strongholds, were desperate. They broadcasted pleas for help across the stars, but their calls were met with silence. Their allies had been annihilated, the threat spreading too far and fast for anyone to intervene. Despair loomed over the remnants of the Federation until a faint, almost imperceptible signal emerged from the depths of space. Its origin, Earth. Earth, the long-forgotten planet relegated to myth, had been silent for centuries. Isolated in the galaxy's farthest reaches, it was a place many thought abandoned after an ancient war left its people scattered and its surface in ruins. Humanity, once a proud and thriving civilization, had seemingly disappeared, its legacy reduced to whispers. Yet now, a message from Earth pierced the vast emptiness: we are here. And we will fight. The Federation's leaders were skeptical. How could a fragmented, forgotten species stand against an enemy that had crushed the galaxy's most formidable forces? Despite their doubts, a small team led by Admiral Vance decided to investigate. They had nothing to lose. Their journey across the galaxy's perilous outer rim was fraught with danger, but their desperation outweighed their fear. They pressed on, knowing this mission could be the Federation's final hope or its last futile attempt. Weeks later, the fleet arrived at Earth. From afar, the planet appeared pristine, with its oceans, forests, and mountains still intact. But closer inspection revealed scars of ancient battles and cataclysms. The once thriving planet was now a shadow of its former self, slowly clawing its way back to life. Despite its apparent fragility, something felt different, something resilient. The Federation ships landed, and instead of a vast military force, they were greeted by a small, determined group of humans. They bore no formal uniforms, only hardened expressions that spoke of struggle and survival. Admiral Vance had hoped for an army, but all she saw were ordinary people. Yet their unwavering gaze hinted at a deeper strength. Ethan Cole, the leader of the group, stepped forward, his presence commanding. "We've been waiting," he said calmly but firmly. "We knew the Federation couldn't endure without help. But we didn't just survive. We've been preparing. Earth is ready to fight." Vance was stunned. For centuries, Earth had been dismissed as irrelevant, its people scattered and broken. Yet here stood survivors who had spent their years in quiet preparation. "Preparing for what?" Vance asked cautiously. "For war," Cole replied, his voice resolute. "We've been training, rebuilding, and developing technologies far beyond anything the Federation could imagine. We're not just fighting to survive, we're fighting to win." Vance stared at him in disbelief. This was not the defeated, fragile Earth she had imagined. These were not mere survivors, they were warriors, hardened by struggle and determined to rise. In that moment, a spark of hope reignited within her. Perhaps humanity was not as lost as the galaxy believed. Perhaps, against all odds, Earth held the key to turning the tide of this war. The galaxy, long embroiled in chaos, had dismissed humanity as irrelevant, yet now they stood poised to change the tides of war. Earth, written off as a lost cause, seemed to harbor secrets that could challenge the alien invaders' dominance. Still, doubts lingered. How could one planet, even with its hidden strength, face an enemy so vast and powerful? The Federation, weakened and desperate, could only hope Earth had what it took to turn the tide. The human leader, Ethan Cole, wore a grim smile that reflected a confidence tempered by hardship. "Follow us," he said with quiet determination. The fight is only beginning. Admiral Vance, though uncertain, followed him into an underground facility near Earth's main settlement. As they descended, an eerie sense of purpose surrounded the humans. This wasn't the weak, desolate Earth the Federation had imagined. Soon, they reached a colossal metallic door, which opened to reveal an advanced technological hub beyond Vance's wildest expectations. The room buzzed with energy, filled with machinery, holograms, and humans operating with precise coordination. A central hologram displayed Earth encased in a web of energy beams and defensive shields, a sight that left Vance in awe. "This," Cole began, gesturing to the display, "is Earth's secret weapon. While the galaxy fell apart, we prepared. These defenses are unlike anything the invaders have encountered." Vance, still processing what she saw, asked, "What is all this?" Cole explained, his pride evident. "We've unlocked ancient energy sources capable of generating impenetrable shields, disrupting enemy technology and obliterating entire fleets. Earth hasn't just been recovering, it's been building the tools to fight back." The hologram shifted to show Earth's fleet, sleek, advanced ships crafted from futuristic materials. These vessels were smaller than typical warships, but clearly designed for speed and power. Cole's voice hardened. "We've been developing weaponry and training pilots in ways the Federation couldn't imagine. Our fleet may not be vast, but it's ready." Vance's disbelief was palpable. "How did you keep this hidden from the galaxy?" "We had no choice," Cole replied, his tone somber. "After Earth's destruction, we couldn't afford to trust anyone. Divided as it was, the galaxy would have turned on us. So we stayed in the shadows, waiting for the right moment." As the hologram zoomed in on Earth's fleet, Vance noticed smaller ships moving in a synchronized flow. Cole explained, "These are controlled through neural synchronization. Our pilots link their minds to the ships, making them faster and more agile than anything in existence." Vance was astounded. "You've been hiding this power all along. Why not step in sooner?" Cole's face darkened. "We weren't ready, and the galaxy wasn't unified. We had to ensure our survival before revealing our strength. Now we're prepared." Even so, doubts plagued Vance. Could Earth's hidden power truly stand against the invaders? Sensing her hesitation, Cole stepped closer. "We're not just here to survive, Admiral. We're here to win. The invaders will regret underestimating us." For the first time in years, Vance felt a spark of hope. Perhaps Earth, with its resilience and ingenuity, was the galaxy's best chance at survival. As she stood among Earth's determined leaders, Vance felt a spark of hope ignite within her. Humanity possessed something the galaxy desperately lacked: not just advanced technology or raw power, but an unyielding will to fight against impossible odds. The hum of activity in the room grew as Earth's determination became palpable. The Federation might be on the brink of collapse, but Earth was far from defeated. For centuries, humanity had been preparing for this moment, and now their time to strike had arrived. "We have one chance to make this right," Vance said, meeting Cole's intense gaze. Cole's eyes burned with fierce determination. "We will." The battle was imminent, and Earth's vengeance would soon be felt across the galaxy. The Federation had no choice but to align with Earth or risk being swept away by the storm humanity was about to unleash. The first strike. Tension gripped the atmosphere as Earth prepared for its long-awaited stand. After centuries of meticulous planning and hidden development, the time had come. Federation officers stood side by side with Earth's finest, their eyes fixed on the massive fleet assembling in the sky. These sleek, powerful ships glimmered under the faint light of distant stars, their engines radiating a unique energy that hinted at Earth's technological mastery. Vance marveled at the ship's elegant design, crafted not just for warfare but to display the pinnacle of human ingenuity. Though smaller in number than the invaders' massive fleets, Earth's vessels exuded unmatched power and precision. This was more than a fleet, it was a declaration of Earth's resilience. "Are you ready?" Cole's steady voice cut through the buzz of activity in the operations room. He stood at the center, surrounded by holographic screens and bustling crew members working to synchronize the fleet systems. "We're ready," Vance replied, masking her inner anxiety. This was unlike any battle the Federation had faced before. This was humanity's first real attempt to reclaim the galaxy. As the countdown began, the room's intensity sharpened. Vance could see the unshakable determination etched into every face around her. These humans weren't merely fighting for survival, they were fighting to redeem their place in the galaxy and to prove the strength of their spirit. The first wave of ships launched into the sky, their sleek forms cutting through the atmosphere with stunning speed. Their neural-linked pilots moved as one with their ships, exhibiting precision and fluidity that surpassed anything Vance had ever seen. Each ship was a force of nature, ready to strike. Launch the first strike, Cole commanded as the fleet moved into position. The screens displayed the alien invaders' warships, vast and ominous, stationed near the galaxy's edge. They had no idea what awaited them. Earth's fleet charged its weapons, their energy thrumming with immense power. Targeting enemy fleet, a technician announced, fingers flying across the controls. Locked on. Activate the shields, Cole ordered. Let's show them what humanity can do. The air vibrated as the shields enveloped each ship, creating a protective barrier unlike anything the invaders had encountered. Then, with a synchronized pulse, Earth's fleet unleashed its first assault. Beams of energy tore through the darkness, their brilliance illuminating the void. Explosions followed in rapid succession, ripping apart the invaders' ships. Their once impenetrable defenses crumbled under the sheer force of Earth's strike. Vance watched in awe as the alien fleet disintegrated before her eyes. Earth's ships moved with unmatched speed and agility, evading counterattacks and delivering devastating blows. The invaders, caught off guard, stood no chance against the precision and firepower of humanity's first wave. As the battle raged on, Vance felt an overwhelming sense of pride. Humanity was no longer the forgotten underdog. These were warriors reclaiming their place in the galaxy. Earth's strength was undeniable, and its return would forever alter the course of the war. The first wave of invader ships was obliterated, their shattered remnants drifting across the void. But the fight was far from over. Reinforcements loomed on the horizon, and Earth's fleet was already preparing for the next phase. Keep pushing forward, Cole commanded, his voice brimming with conviction. This is just the beginning. They'll throw everything they have at us, but we won't back down. Vance nodded, her resolve hardening as the next wave of enemy ships appeared. The battle for the galaxy had truly begun, and Earth was ready to take the lead. The invaders had underestimated humanity, and now they would pay the price. The war was far from over. Although Earth's fleet had triumphed over the invaders' first wave, a looming uncertainty hung heavy over humanity. The invaders were relentless, and while they had suffered a significant blow, they were far from defeated. The Federation observed intently as Earth's forces regrouped, readying themselves for the next confrontation. Vance stood in the command center, her eyes locked on the massive screens displaying the aftermath of the first strike. The precision and destruction had been awe-inspiring, but the galaxy now held its breath, anticipating the invaders' retaliation. "They'll be back," Cole muttered, his gaze sharp. "And they'll bring everything they've got. We need to be ready." "Are we prepared for what's coming?" Vance asked, her voice steady despite the tension. "We've won the first battle, but they won't stop there." "What's our next move?" Cole's lips curled into a grim smile. "We hit them before they regroup. Strike them where it hurts most." Vance nodded, her mind racing. She understood the gravity of the situation. The invaders were formidable, but humanity's resourcefulness and determination gave them an edge. The invaders had underestimated humanity, and that miscalculation would cost them dearly. The command room buzzed with activity as new strategies were drawn and targets assigned. Earth's fleet prepared for another strike. Timing and precision were critical. In the distance, reinforcements appeared on the radar, thousands of enemy ships darkening the void, their sheer numbers overwhelming. Vance took a deep breath. "We have to maintain momentum. If we strike hard now, we might catch them off guard again." "We will," Cole replied, his expression resolute. "But we have to act fast. They're learning, adapting. We can't give them a chance to recover." The fleet launched into action, cutting through the stars like predators. The invaders' ships, massive and brimming with firepower, lacked the agility and precision of humanity's vessels, a weakness the humans would exploit. As the fleets drew closer, Vance felt adrenaline surge through her veins. She had witnessed the devastation the invaders could unleash, but this was humanity's chance to turn the tide. There could be no hesitation. "Launch the next wave," Cole commanded, his tone firm. "This is it. No turning back." The fleet surged forward, engines blazing, as they broke through the void. The invader ships fired first, their weapons illuminating the battlefield with deadly blasts. But Earth's ships danced through the chaos, their neural-linked pilots maneuvering with unmatched speed and precision. Every counterstrike was calculated, every move designed to sow confusion and destruction. In the command center, Vance watched the battle unfold. A sudden burst of energy rippled across the void as Earth's lead ship unleashed a powerful EMP blast. The invader shields flickered, then collapsed. "That's it," Vance murmured, a fierce smile spreading across her face. "Now we strike." With the invaders' shields compromised, Earth's fleet unleashed a devastating assault. Explosions erupted in every direction, tearing through the enemy ranks. The invaders' massive ships crumbled under the relentless barrage. The humans had found their moment, and they exploited it with unyielding force. The Federation officers looked on in awe as Earth's forces overwhelmed the invaders. What had seemed impossible was now undeniable. The humans had turned the tide once again. The invaders had underestimated them, and now they were paying the price. "Keep the pressure on," Cole commanded. "We're not stopping until this is over." As the invader fleet began to retreat, Vance felt a swell of pride. Humanity had proven they weren't merely survivors, they were conquerors. This battle would be remembered across the galaxy, a testament to Earth's resilience and power. Yet, even as the invaders fled, a shadow of uncertainty remained. The celebration was brief. The invaders, humiliated but not defeated, had retreated to regroup. Earth knew they would return, more determined and dangerous than ever. The war was far from over, but humanity was ready to face it. Humanity's victory was hard fought, but the war was far from over. As Earth's fleet celebrated its triumph over the invaders' first wave, an ominous reality set in: the enemy would return, stronger and more determined than ever. This was only a temporary reprieve. The real battle was just beginning. Vance stood on the bridge of the flagship, her eyes scanning the status reports flashing on the screen. The invaders' retreat had been incomplete, and whispers of a massive counteroffensive brewing in the galaxy's outer reaches reached the Federation's intelligence networks. The invaders were regrouping, fueled by anger and a thirst for revenge. "We knew they wouldn't stay down for long," Vance muttered. Beside her, Cole nodded with quiet resolve. "They'll come," he said, "but we'll be ready. Next time, we hit harder and leave them no chance to retaliate." Vance's determination deepened. The first battle had proved humanity could stand against the galaxy's most formidable foe, but it also showed the stakes were higher than ever. The invaders were relentless, but Earth's resolve was its greatest weapon. "We can't let them rebuild," Vance declared firmly. "We strike before they're ready. We have to keep the pressure on." Cole's gaze sharpened. "We'll send a message they won't forget. They'll know we're coming for them." Earth's forces had already proven they were not to be underestimated. Now, they needed to demonstrate their capacity to sustain the fight. The invaders might come back stronger, but humanity would be ready to face them head-on. Reports from across the galaxy confirmed the severity of the situation. The invaders' fleet was growing at an alarming rate, their ships pouring in from every corner of space. This wasn't just a fight for survival, it was a battle for humanity's place in the galaxy. The next confrontation would be nothing short of catastrophic. "All hands on deck," Vance ordered, her voice cutting through the tension. "I want every ship ready, every crew member at their post. No mistakes, no delays." The command center came alive with activity as Earth's fleet prepared for another engagement. Ships adjusted their formations, weapon systems were calibrated, and tactical plans were revised. Vance's mind raced as she analyzed their options. The invaders were powerful, but Earth had exploited their weaknesses once. If they could outsmart them again, they might have a chance. We won't wait for them to come to us, Vance decided. We'll hit them first and hit them harder than ever before. If we don't end this now, we may never get another chance. The mood in the command center was grim but resolute. Earth's fleet represented more than just technology, it symbolized the ingenuity and resilience of humanity. Vance knew the risks, but she also knew this was their moment to seize control of their destiny. The fleet launched into hyperspace, the hum of engines reverberating through the flagship. The vast darkness of space stretched before them, full of peril and potential. Humanity had chosen to act decisively, to bring the fight to the enemy rather than wait for annihilation. As the fleet closed in on the invaders' stronghold, Vance tightened her grip on the railing, her resolve unshaken. There was no turning back now. The sacrifices made to reach this point demanded that they see this through. If this was to be their final stand, it would be a stand the galaxy would never forget. The vast expanse of space lay still and silent as Earth's fleet approached the enemy's position. On the command deck, Vance stood tall, her gaze fixed on the holographic display of the enemy formation. This time, the invaders were ready. Their fleet was larger, their ships deadlier, and their strategy sharpened. They had learned from their defeat and were prepared to crush humanity for good. "We're outnumbered," Cole said grimly. "This is their full force. They're not running." "Prepare for battle," Vance ordered, her tone resolute. "Target their lead ships. We take out their command, and the rest will fall apart. No mercy." The fleet sprang into action, weapons systems activating as Earth's ships advanced. The first volley of fire streaked across the void, illuminating the darkness of space. The battle had begun, and there was no turning back. When the dust settled, the invaders' fleet was shattered, their morale broken. Earth had achieved the unthinkable, sending shockwaves across the galaxy. Yet Vance knew this victory was only the beginning. The galaxy was watching, calculating, and some factions would see humanity's strength as a threat to be neutralized. "Prepare the fleet," Vance commanded. "We're not just defending Earth anymore. We're sending a message to the galaxy humanity will stand its ground." As Earth's ships readied for the next battle, Vance stood on the observation deck, gazing into the void. This war was no longer just about survival, it was about cementing humanity's place in the galaxy. The fight was far from over, but humanity had proven they were warriors, not prey. For the first time in millennia, humanity stood poised to forge an empire of their own, their destiny shaped by their hands. The galaxy had learned to fear them, and the universe would never forget the day Earth declared, "We are here to stay."